There we go.
Good afternoon. It's Robert and Julia Miller with the J. Patel Group and Rethink Real Estate with another exciting real estate update.
Exciting.
Welcome to episode 85.
85, yes. Don't forget to like and subscribe. We are neck and neck with our other channel, which is the travel channel. So if you want to see us on our travel adventures, follow us over there at C Days.
With a Z. C Days with a Z.
C Days with Z, yes. And yeah, so we're really close to 130 subscribers on each channel. So
Okay.
really cool.
See if we can get them both to 200 by the end of the year.
By the end of the year. Yep, that's the goal.
All right. So we're
Cheers
going
to
to have a quick little bout of humor. Then we'll go over some history for this week. We're both history majors in school, so we enjoy history a lot, and so we go over what's happened this week in history. A little bit of news, and then today we're going to do the stat report. That's the monthly report from the
Information market.
the information market, right? That's Armless.
Tom Ruff.
So we go over that because things are changing so fast. We're trying to stay right on top of that. Then we'll cover some rates, some valley-wide inventory, and then some a little closer to home local inventory as well.
So what's the question that we're answering today?
What's the question we're answering?
Yeah, last week we answered is this a real estate bubble or a market bubble?
When will we see prices reduce?
Oh, okay.
That's kind of catcher. That'll grab some people's attention, right?
Attention. Yeah, you think a lot of the general population have that question in their minds?
Yeah, I think so.
I think so.
All right.
It's kind of chilly, so I'm drinking this hot espresso.
She was yawning
Cappuccino.
through practice. That's why I made her a cappuccino, let's be honest.
Cheers to that. Well, Satan called. He wants his weather back.
That is about right. Wow. Yeah, it has been brutal with the in the 100 teens and humidity from the monsoon. What a storm. We almost had a tree limb come through our window.
Our bedroom window
but
at 10 at night.
fortunately, it did not, and
Thank
knocked
God.
the screen off, but didn't even damage the screen. So thank you, Lord.
Well, thankfully, too, we're not in the UK where the buildings and houses and things aren't equipped with air conditioner.
5% of residents over there have air conditioners.
It's just tragic. I don't understand. They have to prepare for this. And
yeah, they're not. This is coming on way sooner than they thought. So, all right.
Okay.
Kids today want the iPhone 11. What's that run, like $1,100, $1,300 or something?
No idea.
When I was a kid, I wanted the Crayola 64 pack with bonus built-in sharpener
on the back.
That was the gold then, baby.
Yes.
Oh, how times have changed.
Yes, they have.
All right, let's move on to a little bit of history, and I'll try to be brief with this because we have so much to cover.
Okay.
In 2011, Atlantis touches down in Florida July 21st, the last of the U.S. shuttle flights.
Really?
Yep. It's hard to believe it's been 11 years ago.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. 1998, on July 22nd, scientists at the University of Hawaii announced cloning of 50 mice.
I don't think we need more mice
Did
in the
we
world.
really need more mice?
I don't think we do.
Couldn't they have cloned money or something?
Good job, Hawaii.
All right, 1969, astronauts Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin walk on the moon July 20th.
All right.
And a little bit of Robert Miller history. I was in Hawaii on Oahu then, and we actually got to go down to Pearl Harbor and greet them when they brought them back in. Yeah, that was amazing. So,
that is amazing.
1955, Disneyland opens July 17th in Anaheim, California.
55,
yeah. 1904, Charles Menches invents the ice cream cone at the St. Louis World's Fair. And finally, in 1799, the hieroglyphic translating Rosetta Stone is found. July 19th in Egypt.
Nice.
So there's a little bit of history that
history.
happened this week.
I read something that this week was also the date that the first parking meter was installed.
In what, New York City?
It was like Oklahoma
Oh,
City or
some
something.
weird place
Yeah.
you wouldn't expect it, huh?
Right.
Oh, okay.
I don't know how accurate that is. Fact check me if you like.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right, in economic news, there isn't a lot of surprises here, but we'll blow through it anyway. More home sellers are dropping their asking price as rising mortgage interest rates and inflation ease housing competition.
Okay.
Single-family permits are down again. Single-family permits declined in the first 5 months of 2022. They're down 2% though, is all from the same period of 2021. But
They're catching up. They're still catching up a little bit. Well,
yeah,
the market is catching up with them, I should say.
right.
So
Yeah.
they're
It does take 12 to 14 months nowadays to
finish.
build a home.
Yeah.
So yeah, that could be delayed data.
yeah.
We've talked about lumber last year or so, and it's back in again as if inflation and higher interest rates aren't enough. Lumber prices have added $14,435 to the price of an average new home. You don't think about rentals, but we're getting a lot of build to rent. And so it adds about $51 to the monthly rent for each new multifamily unit since the pandemic's onset.
Yeah, we used to talk about lumber prices and how much it was affecting the price of houses a while ago, but it's been a while since we looked at that.
Yeah, well, it's up 81% from pre-pandemic.
Okay.
So
Wow. That's a lot.
okay, in housing news, retail sales keep rising. Despite inflation, retail sales increased 1% in June. That's good. Where was that at? Well, rising costs for food and gasoline propelled the increase as consumer sentiment remained relatively downbeat. However, bars, restaurants, and furniture stores saw improving sales, while general merchandise fell. Average gas price topped $5 a gallon in June, but has since declined. I paid $4.49 yesterday at Costco.
At Costco, yeah. That's good. I mean,
It's not great.
Not great,
it's not good, but it's better.
better.
At least it's moving in the right direction.
Better. Yeah.
Prices keep rising. Consumer prices in June were up 9.1% over last year. But again, we've talked about this. This is some delayed information or delayed statistics. With record gas prices and inflation that drove rent up to the highest monthly gain since 1986. However, we know that the rental inventory is skyrocketing, so there are plenty options for renters. We're also seeing a high percentage of new renters getting a discount, so don't be afraid to...
I'm confused here. Prices keep rising.
But...
Prices on home resale?
Yes. Yeah, they keep driving them up,
Well,
but again, it's delayed information.
Yeah.
We're going to get into that in the
Okay,
stat
I was
report.
like,
yeah,
okay.
again, it's delayed information.
Okay.
While consumer and housing sentiment is still low, new data shows improvement in shipping and manufacturing. Remember, we were running out of everything because we couldn't get it shipped. Well, due to this consumer slowdown a little bit, it's allowed shipping and manufacturing to get caught back up. So
We couldn't have 4th of July in a lot of places because of the supply chain issues, supposedly.
still, yeah, but
Not that that's a bad thing, because everything's as dry as a bone.
Yeah, we don't
so
need to
we
light
don't
them
really
off
need
now
to be
anyway.
lighting stuff off.
But that's a little silver lining. You know, some things are improving.
Okay.
The Federal Reserve is expected to raise baseline interest rates by as much as 1% at their
Oh,
July
my goodness.
27th meeting, the
Wow.
largest hike in nearly 30 years.
Wow.
Traders, I didn't know they did this. They poll the traders to see how much they think this could possibly actually happen.
Yeah, I didn't know
That's
this
cool.
was a thing either.
Traders rated the 100 basis point hike at a 43% probability. So we shall see
Wow.
if that happens. I think it
Okay.
is. I think they're going to raise it by a full.
I think so too, just
100
because
basis
inflation
points.
hasn't slowed enough yet. You
Right.
know, well, it didn't slow at all. In fact, the last numbers for inflation were up higher than we expected them to be. So
being in the housing industry, I just want it to happen fast and get it over with. Let's take the pill and get it done, because as I'm going to read Tom Ruff's commentary in the information market, the housing market is taking the brunt of this. Basically, that's what the Fed is using to try to curb inflation. So the sooner we get it done, the sooner real estate will rebound and get stronger again. So
Tom Ruff, and this commentary that he does and that Robert's going to present next, takes a look at the month prior. So this will be June statistics.
Right.
And all the statistics of June, what does he think of them? What does it mean? What's causing the numbers to do whatever they're doing? And what can we look forward to potentially coming up, in Tom's opinion, of course.
Right. Okay, after 2 straight years of strong sales activity and rapidly rising home prices, our market is cooling, and cooling rapidly, with a balanced market next on the horizon, and they're still predicting the middle of August will be at dead balanced. There may still be a buyer or two out there that has not received the memo, but for the most part, the days of multiple offers and bidding wars have ended.
Okay.
For sale signs begin to multiply. A sudden increase in interest rates and record home prices have sent many potential buyers to the sidelines, hopefully temporarily. The days of sellers boasting in TV and radio commercials about receiving $100,000 over their asking price will soon become a relic from a different age. The time has come for sellers to reset their expectations, while buyers will have a chance to consider a few more options before making their decisions.
Yeah, buyers are having a few more options now. So,
Yes.
And I think you're going to get to a part talking about contingencies too. And
Right, yes, there's some good news on that front.
yeah.
So just covering the June numbers, sales volume was down year over year by 20.1%. That's pretty steep.
Yeah, it is.
The median sales price was $475,000. That's up 18.8 year over year. However, we've been running over 20%. So as you can see, as each month ticks by and those numbers drop,
Right, the disparity.
Where we're going to
lessens.
end up on the year keeps getting smaller and smaller.
Yeah, we know July numbers are, the median sales price is lower. We know that.
Right.
We talked about that last week.
Right, and that's the first time I can't remember the last
Yeah,
time
it
that
had a
happened.
drop like that, yeah.
The median sales price for June matched May's, which was $475, which means that's the first time it's been
Level,
flat
yeah.
in a long time. So the median sales price of $475 will be the high watermark for the year. So they do not expect the median sales price to be any higher than $475 for the rest
Right.
of this year.
Yeah.
So that's a pretty big, bold statement. Average sales price in June was $590,800. That's up 16.3% year over year. Again, we were in the 20s, so now we're starting to see that number drop down. The average sales prices reported by Armless hit its high water mark for the year in April, so it actually hit that mark earlier than the list did, and that was our sales price rather. So that is 591,100 was the high
And that's a
watermark
high
in
number
April.
for sure, yeah.
Yeah, and you can see it's dropped in June to 598,800. So that was the median that we were talking about before.
Yeah, we were talking about the median, yeah.
Okay.
The average is always going to be higher than the median.
This was a little jaw dropper. As of today, supply is up 38.6% month over month, and drum roll, 237.3% year over year. Wowzer. That is a huge increase in the supply. So essentially we've gone from 3,500
is what we
to
were.
17,000 plus. So it's amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, fueled by rock bottom interest rates and restricted supply, the median sales price increased 62% in a little over 2 years. It wasn't a coincidence that along with this prolific and unsustainable rise in housing prices, inflation spiked. Our economy has also seen a rise in the cost of other basic needs like food and fuel, leaving public policymakers no choice but to step in and reverse course. It appears one of their strategies to curb inflation is to slow down housing. So let's get through this quick, hopefully. The central bank has raised its benchmark interest rate 3 times this year. The most recent hike in June was 3/4 of a percentage point, or 75 basis points, the largest since 1994.
Yeah.
Mortgage rates also shot up. According to Freddie Mac, the current 30-year fixed rate mortgage is 5.51%. That's almost double the 2.88 rate at this time last year. So it's doubled in 1 year. Our cooling housing market reflects our overall economy and the steps taken by our public policy makers to get inflation under control.
Yeah. I'm just gonna pull up some, I've got some arm rates when the time comes.
Oh, okay. So I wanted to go through this quickly. Pending contracts are down 22.59% year over year.
We are
That's
feeling
huge.
it. We are feeling it.
We are feeling it.
Yep.
Trilogy currently only has 12 homes under contract. That's really low.
That's low, yeah.
Yeah. Homes with a contract but accepting a backup are also down 36.53%. Our third metric, this one is very, very interesting for those of you who need to buy and sell at the same time concurrently to move the funds from your current home into your new home.
Yep.
Properties under contract with a contingency is up 39.02% year over year.
Yep.
An increase in contracts with a contingency makes sense as buyers' options increase. So this is good news for buyers who have had no chance to compete against multi-offer, all cash, or lightly financed and heavy down payment. They just had no chance to get anybody to accept a contingent offer. Well, that is changing rapidly. So we now have it's up 39%. I'll be really curious to see what that is the next couple of months.
I don't think it's going to go up much more than that. That's up quite a lot, and I think that's probably pretty accurate. And it's a risk. I mean, you're taking your home off the market in hopes that your buyer that's buying your house will sell their house. And so it's this domino effect.
And we should quantify this and clarify this a little bit. A contingent offer basically just says that it's based on the buyer. Say you're selling your home, the buyer is going to put a contingent offer in based on their home selling. Now, you can make this a little stronger with. There's a couple of options. Having the buyer already under contract is one. Yeah. Even better, having the buyer already through the inspection period. So once you get that done, then the buyer of their home, really the only thing you have to worry about is financing
if that's going on. Yeah. We've helped plenty of sellers through that, and working with their buyer's lender, working with their buyer's realtor on that end. So it is a domino effect, but it can be done with kid gloves and good oversight.
Yeah, you have to watch it very close. There's a lot of moving parts in it, and you need to make sure that your real estate agent is seeing all those moving parts, aware of them, and reacting accordingly. So.
Well, and to your point, if their buyer's buyer has already been through the inspection period on their house, there's less contingencies left in the contract for them not to be able to cancel, basically,
right.
to have to cancel.
It's still a leap of faith, but it can be strengthened. So
yep.
Okay. So as inventory increases, we are seeing more sellers cutting their asking price. So
more price
for the
reductions.
longest time, we did not see any price reductions, or it's very rare unless they just totally tried to smash a grand slam right off the bat and realized that's ridiculous, it's not going to happen, and they would immediately drop the price by $100,000. Other than that, we were not seeing normal routine price drops. But Julia's going to post this this graph for you, but as you can see, it's huge. It is straight up. So there is a ton of sellers now starting to cut their price.
Yes.
And we'll talk about it in the future when we have more time, but there's strategies to make sure that you're priced properly in the first place, so you're the one selling and you're not reacting to your neighbor who sold because he had his price correctly in the first place, and now you're reacting to what his price sold for, and you've lost all that marketing time.
For the last 2 years, we've been looking at comps, comparable sales, to a potential seller's home and saying, okay, this is the comps, so we can easily go over those. We know that the prices have been rising. They're not rising anymore. They've leveled out. So basically you go back and you look at those comps and you say, well, this is where we're at. This is how your home compares to those. So this is what we think you should price it at. You don't go over those prices.
Yeah, now's
anymore.
not the time to test the market.
Yeah.
If you're truly serious about selling your home, you need to be aggressive. And that was Tina Tambier last week with the Crawford Report was, you have to think now like it's a balanced market.
It's a buyer's market.
Even a buyer's market,
Yeah.
That's right. She said, think like it's a buyer's market already.
Think like it's a buyer's market right now.
And you'll be the one that sells quickly at the highest. As affordability issues take their toll, it has become much more difficult for traditional buyers, particularly first-time buyers, to purchase a home. A report done by First American Financial Corporation lists Phoenix as the 5th city in the country where affordability has declined the most year over year.
Yeah.
At 56.1%. We always seem to be at we rise the quickest and we drop the quickest.
Yeah.
We're never one that's right in the middle.
Well, that's the problem is we've risen one of the quickest, so our affordability has transversely gone down.
Yeah, we always seem to be the most volatile state, or one of the most volatile states. So, Mark Fleming, chief economist at First American, said this: the pandemic-driven supply and demand imbalance that fueled historically strong house price appreciation is coming to an end as the housing market rebalances to a new normal. With traditional buyers pulling back from the market, the question now becomes, what impact will institutional buyers have on our market? Will they continue their buying ways or will they pull back? And again, institutional buyers is a conglomerate or a group that goes in and buys properties to hold. So they will rent them and then hold them for the appreciation and sell at some time in the future.
Not like the iBuyers.
An iBuyer is a flipper, so they buy the home, patch it up, and resell it.
Yep.
So that's the difference.
Yep.
So that's a big question. Years of strong housing price appreciation and soaring rental rates, Phoenix became a hotbed for institutional investors. But could this be changing? Today we're hearing rumblings on the street that institutional buyers are pulling back. It has been rumored that one of the largest institutional buyers in our market over the past 3 years canceled all their pending contracts in mid-June, forfeiting all their earnest monies.
Yeah, I heard this.
This rumor appears to have legs. Here's why. An institutional investor, which has acquired over 2,200 properties in Maricopa County over the last 3 years, suddenly fell off our daily sales report. In June, institutional buyers accounted for 8.8% of all home purchases in Maricopa County, acquiring 885 homes. It will be interesting to see if the institutional buyer becomes risk adverse as rental rates and high values begin to decline and the number of properties available to rent climbs. And we're already seeing that. It's definitely moving.
Yeah, we talked about that
quickly.
last week. 111%.
Right, 111%. Yeah.
So yeah, that's going to change the market. That's just here in Maricopa County. So.
Yeah. We've seen one pullback. Will others follow? If they do, demand will tumble further.
Right.
So that could actually accelerate. us through this. If you think about it, it'll be painful, but
Yeah.
we'll see.
Okay.
So that's a little good news for renters wanting to purchase. Here's a little good news for renters, different subject, wanting to purchase. On June 29th, and we've talked about this with private lenders, but now Freddie Mac announced that it will increase home ownership opportunities for first-time home buyers by considering on-time rent payments as part of the company's loan purchase decision.
That's good. That's good.
Freddie Mac, as you know, that's FHA.
Right.
So that's the 3.5% down purchases. You do pay private mortgage insurance, and that is for the life of the loan, but it can get you in with a low down payment. You're owning your own home, and then at some point, once you achieve 20% equity in the home, you can refinance into a conventional loan and drop the private mortgage insurance.
Now, and it used to drop automatically. It does not anymore.
Does
you
not.
have to refinance.
Yeah, FHA is for the life of the loan.
I will derail you slightly and let you know that I am seeing 0 down first time home buyer programs. You gotta have like a 720 FICO.
It's not that bad. That's not that hard to do.
It's
720.
That's for the average home buyer. That's pretty high. Most people have, I think, in the mid 6.
Well qualified buyers are going to be 780.
Oh yeah.
You want the best rate?
780. I'm going conventional. If I got 780, I'm going conventional.
Well, that's what I mean.
This is first time home buyer.
Okay.
FHA.
Okay. I get you.
So.
All right. So this automated functionality became available on July 10th to mortgage lenders nationwide through Freddie Mac Loan Production Advisor, the company's automated underwriting system. This extremely important initiative will help many renters move closer to achieving the dream of home ownership, said Michael DeVito, CEO of Freddie Mac. We're going to go take care of the cat, and we'll be right back with you after this commercial message.
All right.
Okay, we are back. In conclusion, with Tom Ruff's commentary, in June we saw a 20% year-over-year decline in the number of homes sold as reported by Armless.
Okay.
The recent changes in monetary policy are beginning to accomplish the desired goal of slowing housing demand, which will slow inflation. When July's closing numbers are reported, the impact of these changes will be clearly visible and undeniable.
Yes.
Real estate runs in cycles ranging from hot to cold to everything in between. You know, we've been talking about moving from a frenzied all the way down to a warm.
Right.
I forgot all about insanity.
Insanity. Yeah, we were
very
insanity,
top.
Frenzied, hotter, hot, and warm.
Warm.
In most of the valley.
And pretty soon balanced.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Okay.
August.
So the policy is to raise interest rates and cut demand.
Mm-hmm.
So as demand drops, supply will build. In turn, prices will drop back down, and when prices drop, demand will rise once more.
Right.
So we're just going to go in a full circle.
It's going to do this.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, all right. So last month, their mathematical model projected the median sales price for June to be $475, and they nailed it. It came in exactly $475. Looking ahead to July, the Armless Pending Price Index is projected median sales price of $450.
Ooh, wow.
That's a $25,000 reduction.
Wow, okay.
If July's median sales price projection is correct, we will see a year-over-year gain of only 11.11%. So remember, we were talking earlier in the program that we were in the 20s for appreciation, and now we've dropped down to the 18s and 16s, depending on what matrix you're looking at. Now they're predicting the median could be down as low as 11.11. So we will see. If our models are correct, year-over-year sales volume will decline between 25 and 30% this year, while the median sales price is projected to decline 5.3% month over month. So.
Yep.
Hold our breath and see how that comes out.
Right.
Okay, so that is Tom Ruff's commentary with the information market. Hope you found that useful. Let's go over rates real quick.
All right.
We did tick up slightly. We were at 5.655. We're at 5.99.
For the 30-year?
For the 30-year. The 15-year, 4.770 is now at 4.99, still under 5. The VA was at 5.252. It's ticked up to 5.625. I'm going to add an ARM in here because that's going to start coming up, I think. So a 7-year ARM is currently 4.875.
Yeah.
So we'll start tracking that to see how that moves up or down.
Right. Okay.
All right, moving on to inventory, valley-wide. I really thought, looking at the end of last week, we had only ticked up just a couple hundred, and I thought we were going to start seeing a leveling off of this 1,000 new units every single week.
Right.
Didn't happen. So
Well, it's less.
900. So we're still,
Oh, yeah.
it's not 1,000.
It's not that.
So we were
Close.
at 15,597. This week we're at 16,400. So inventory again continues to move up at roughly a 1,000 pace. It's not slowing very much yet, but we'll see. Peoria went from 533 available homes to 561. Surprise went from 646 available homes to 696. All right, closer to home, Trilogy at Estancia had 35 homes available. That's only up 1. Price range $525,000 to $1,250,000. And I did note that we now have 6 homes available.
Ooh, over
$1 million.
Somebody's missing the memo.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe.
We'll see. Vistancia Village has 51. That's actually a drop by 2.
Okay.
Most affordable $345,000. Most expensive $1,399,500.
Wow. Okay.
And they also have 6 homes over $1 million. So it'll be interesting to see
how those close
whether
out.
we see some price reductions or if they actually go under contract. Blackstone Country Club added 2. They're at 12 now. The most affordable, $850,000. The most expensive still sits at $2,950,000. There's 13 available at Portobello. That's up 1, $429,000. The most affordable, $895,000. The most expensive. Sun City Grand jumped quite a bit. They were at 50. This week they're at 62.
Oh, that is a jump.
$360,000 the most affordable, $940,000 the most expensive.
Okay.
Sun City West actually dropped 5. They went from 106 down to 101. Most affordable, $225,000. Most expensive, $899,000. And finally, Westbrook Village added 1. They're now at 19 homes available, $380,000 the most affordable, $610,000 tops the list.
Wow.
So a little bit of a long report this week, but we had a lot of information to share with you. I hope you stuck with us. Everybody have a blessed rest of the week. Enjoy the weekend. Stay cool.
Stay cool.
And,
stay inside while it's hot. Drink lots of water.
Yeah, get out early. That's all you can do.
And lentils and spinach are good for your electrolytes.
Thank you, Martha Stewart. Appreciate that. All right, everybody have a great week. We will talk to you again next week.